Unahin natin si John Piaget at ang kanyang cognitive development theory. Sabi ng file, children move through 4 different stages of mental development. His theory focuses not only on understanding how children acquire knowledge, but also on understanding the nature of intelligence. Piaget believed that children take an active role in the learning process, acting much like scientists as they perform experiments, make observations, and learn about the world. As kids interact with the world around them, they continually add new knowledge, build upon existing knowledge, and adapt previously held ideas to accommodate new information. Sa madaling salita, sabi ni Piaget, ang bata ay hindi basta-basta natututo sa sinasabi ng adults. Sila ay active learners, parang scientists na nag-experiment, nag-observe at nag-aaral ng mundo. Habang nakikipag-interact sila sa paligid, patuloy nilang ina-add ang bagong knowledge, pinapaganda ang lumang kaalaman, at ina-adjust ang ideas para mas maintindihan ang mundo. Ang cognitive development theory ni Piaget ay may 4 na stages. Una ay ang sensory motor stage, mula sa kapanganakan hanggang 2 taong gulang. Sa stage na ito, lahat ng natututo ng bata ay sa pamamagitan ng senses at movement. Halimbawa, kapag may laruan sa harap niya, hihipo, ikot, at susubukan niyang i-manipulate ito para matutunan kung ano ito. Dito natututo ang bata sa direct interaction with objects. Sumunod ay ang pre-operational stage, mula 2 hanggang 7 taong gulang. Sa stage na ito, nagsisimula silang gumamit ng language at symbolic thinking. Halimbawa, ang isang stick ay pwedeng maging magic wand sa laro. Pero tandaan, egocentric pa sila, iniisip nila na lahat ay nakikita at nararamdaman ang pareho sa kanila. Kung natutuwa sila, iniisip nila na lahat sa paligid ay natutuwa rin. Pagdating ng concrete operational stage, mula 7 hanggang 11 taong gulang, mas logical na ang bata pero sa tangible o concrete objects lang. Halimbawa, maintindihan na nila ang basic math o sequence ng story events. Kung ang bata ay magbibilang ng pera para sa maliit na negosyo sa bahay, kaya niyang planuhin at mag-logical thinking. Sa huli, narito ang formal operational stage, mula 11 taong gulang hanggang adulthood. Dito nakaka-think ang bata o adolescent ng abstract at hypothetically. Halimbawa, maisip nila ang what-ifs, scenarios sa kwento o sa real-life situations. Sa Criminology, magagamit ito sa crime analysis o pag-assess ng motives at possible outcomes ng actions. Ang mga key features ng theory na ito ay mahalaga rin. Una, active role in learning. Ang bata ay natuto sa pamagitan ng exploring at experimenting, hindi lang basta pakikinig. Pangalawa, constructivist approach. Ang bata mismo ang nagbuo ng understanding ng mundo. Pangatlo, schemas. Ito ang mental frameworks para ma-interpret ang information. Assimilation ay kapag ina-add ang bagong information sa existing schema, samantalang accommodation ay kapag ina-adjust ang existing schema kapag may bagong information na conflict sa lumang kaalaman. Sa pamamagitan ng equilibration, nababalanse ang assimilation at accommodation para makashift sa next stage. Halimbawa, kung alam ng bata na ang aso ay may 4 na paa, pero makakita siya ng spider na may maraming paa, maa-adjust niya ang kaalaman niya sa living creatures. Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin si B.F. Skinner at ang behavioral learning theory. Sabi ng file, B.F. Skinner's behaviorist theory of learning states that people learn through a process of conditioning in response to stimuli, rewards, and punishments. Skinner's theory is based on the idea that behavior is shaped by consequences and that people learn through the outcomes of their actions. Sa madaling salita, ang behavior natin ay naaapektuhan ng consequences ng ginagawa natin. Kapag may reward, ginagawa ulit natin ang behavior. Kapag may punishment, naiwasan natin ang behavior. Mahalaga dito ang ABCs of behaviorism. Ang antecedent ay ang stimulus o trigger ng behavior. Ang behavior ay ang response sa stimulus. At ang consequence ay ang resulta o reinforcement ng behavior. Kasama rin ang operant conditioning, kung saan ang behavior ay nadadagdagan o nababawasan depende sa reward o punishment. At ang extinction, kapag unti-unting humihinto ang behavior kapag wala ng reinforcement. Para sa language learning, naniniwala si Skinner na natututo ang bamba ng language sa pamamagitan ng imitation at reinforcement. Halimbawa, kung binigyan na ng teacher ng reward sa magandang grade, mas motivated ka na mag-study. Kung wala ng reward, dahan-dahan mababawasan ang motivation mo. Panghuli, tatalakayin natin si Albert Bandura at ang social learning theory. Sabi ng file, Albert Bandura's social learning theory explains how people learn new behaviors and skills through observation and interaction with others. Learning is influenced by attention, motivation, attitudes, and emotions. Sa madaling salita, natututo tayo sa panonood sa ibang tao, hindi lang sa reward o punishment. Nakikita natin ang behavior ng iba at ang consequences nito, at ginagamit natin ito bilang guide sa sarili nating actions. Ang key aspects nito ay learning through observation, kung saan natututo tayo sa panonood ng ibang tao. Modeling, kung saan ang behavior na nakita ay nagiging guide sa ating actions. Reciprocal determinism, kung saan cognition, environment, at behavior ay nag-influence sa isa't isa. At observational learning, kung saan ini-extract natin ang information mula sa observation bago mag-decide kung gagawin ang behavior. Halimbawa, kung nakita mo ang kaibigan mo na rewarded sa pagiging honest sa barangay report, matututo ka rin na magpakita ng honesty. Kung punish siya for dishonesty, maiwasan mo rin ang maling behavior. Sa kabuuan, class, tandaan natin, si Piaget ay nagtuturo na ang cognitive development ay active at stage-based. Si Skinner ay nagpapakita na ang behavior ay shaped by consequences. At si Bandura ay nagpapakita na natututo tayo sa pamamagitan ng observing others sa social context. Sa criminology, makakatulong ito sa pag-assess ng human behavior, pag-prevent ng criminal acts, at rehabilitation ng offenders, pati protection ng victim. Aaron Beck's cognitive theory, also known as cognitive therapy, is a psychological approach that emphasizes the role of thinking in how we feel and behave. Beck proposed that our thoughts, beliefs, and interpretations of events can significantly influence our emotions and actions. Sa madaling salita, sinasabi ni Beck na kung paano tayo mag-isip, ganoon din ang magiging emosyon at kilos natin. Hindi automatic ang emotions natin. Dumadaan muna ito sa interpretation ng utak natin. Halimbawa, kapag bumagsak ka sa exam at naisip mo na bobo ako, malamang malulungkot ka at mawawala ng gana. Pero kung ang interpretation mo ay hindi ako nag-review ng maayos, kailangan kong mag-adjust. Iba ang magiging emotional response mo. Ibig sabihin, thoughts influence feelings and feelings influence behavior. Isa sa pinaka-important concept dito ay ang cognitive triad. Beck suggested that individuals with depression tend to have a negative view of themselves, the world, and the future. This negative cognitive triad contributes to their feelings of hopelessness and despair. Ibig sabihin, kapag ang isang tao ay may negative view sa sarili, wala akong kwenta, sa mundo, unfair ang mundo, at sa future, wala nang magbabago, mabubuo ang cycle ng hopelessness. Sa criminology, mahalaga ito dahil ang ganitong negative thinking pattern ay maaring mag-lead sa self-destructive behavior o delinquent acts. Sunod naman ay ang cognitive distortions. Beck identified several common thinking errors such as all-or-nothing thinking, overgeneralization, and catastrophizing. These distortions can lead to negative emotions and maladaptive behaviors. Halimbawa ng all-or-nothing thinking, kapag hindi ako top 1, failure na ako. Overgeneralization, isang beses akong na-reject, ibig sabihin wala nang tatanggap sa akin. Catastrophizing, late ako ngayon, siguradong matatanggal na ako. Kapag distorted ang thinking, distorted din ang emotions at behavior. Dito pumapasok ang cognitive restructuring. Cognitive therapy aims to help individuals identify and challenge their negative thoughts and replace them with more realistic and balanced ones. Sa madaling salita, tinuturuan ng tao na i-challenge ang sariling negative thoughts. Hindi lahat ng iniisip natin ay totoo. Kapag natuto tayong i-restructure ang thinking, mababago rin ang emotions at behavior natin. May isa pang concept na tinatawag na collaborative empiricism. Beck emphasized collaboration between therapist and client in identifying and evaluating thoughts and beliefs. Ibig sabihin, hindi dinidiktahan ng therapist ang client. Magkasama silang nag-analyze ng thought patterns para mas maintindihan at may tama ito. Ito ang naging foundation ng cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which posits that thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are interconnected. Negative thought patterns create a vicious cycle, but by identifying and challenging them, individuals can foster a healthier mental environment. Sa criminology, CBT ay ginagamit sa rehabilitation programs upang matulungan ang offenders na baguhin ang kanilang thinking patterns na nag-lead sa criminal behavior. Now let us move to the humanistic theory by Maslow and Rogers. Humanistic theory considers a person as striving for self-development and self-actualization. It assumes that individuals are highly positive and spiritual beings, and negative traits appear due to external factors. Ibig sabihin, likas na mabuti ang tao. Kapag may negative behavior, madalas ito ay epekto ng environment, trauma, o unmet needs. Ayon kay Maslow's hierarchy of needs, people must meet basic needs before progressing to higher levels. Physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging, esteem, self-actualization. Kung gutom ka o wala kang seguridad, mahirap mag-focus sa self-actualization. Sa criminology, makikita natin na maraming crimes ay may koneksyon sa unmet basic needs tulad ng kahirapan o insecurity. Si Rogers naman ay nag-emphasize ng nurturing environment and unconditional positive regard. He developed client-centered therapy focusing on personal growth. Kapag ang tao ay lumaki sa environment na may acceptance at support, mas mataas ang chance na mag-develop siya ng healthy personality. Now let us connect psychology to crime through psychological studies. August Achorn, in Wayward Youth 1925, said that the cause of crime and delinquency is the faulty development of the child during the first few years of life. He concluded that many offenders had underdeveloped consciences. Ibig sabihin, kung may problema sa early childhood development, lalo na sa ego at conscience formation, maaring mag-lead ito sa delinquency. Cyril Burt introduced the theory of general emotionality. He believed that offenses can be traced to excess or deficiency of instincts. Halimbawa, kung kulang sa love at sobra sa hate instinct, maaring maging callous offender ang isang tao. William Healy claimed that crime is an expression of mental content. Frustration causes emotional discomfort, and crime becomes substitute behavior to remove pain. Ibig sabihin, kapag frustrated ang tao at hindi niya ma-express ng maayos ang emotions niya, maaring mag-release ito through delinquent acts. Walter Bromberg stated that criminality is the result of emotional immaturity. An emotionally immature person rebels against rules and experiences guilt due to inferiority complex. Sa madaling salita, kung hindi marunong mag-regulate ng emotions ang tao, mas mataas ang risk na mag-engage siya sa criminal behavior. Now let us discuss Lev Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. Vygotsky's sociocultural theory posits that cognitive development is a product of social interaction, language, and culture. Ang learning ay hindi nangyayari mag-isa. Nangyayari ito sa interaction sa ibang tao. Important concept ang zone of proximal development, ZPD, which is the gap between what a learner can do alone and what they can achieve with guidance from a more knowledgeable other, MKO. Halimbawa, ang bata ay hindi pa marunong mag-bike mag-isa, pero kaya niya kapag may tumutulong. Yan ang ZPD. Ang support na ibinibigay ay tinatawag na scaffolding, temporary support until the learner masters the skill. Sa criminology, makikita natin na peer influence at social interaction ay malaki ang epekto sa behavior formation. Next is Yuri Bronfenbrenner's bioecological theory. This theory proposes that development is shaped by interaction with nested environmental systems. Ang tao ay hindi isolated. May iba't ibang systems na nakakaapekto sa kanya. Microsystem, immediate environment like family and school. Mesosystem, connection between microsystems. Exosystem, external settings that indirectly affect the individual. Macrosystem, cultural values and laws. Chronosystem, time and life transitions. Ibig sabihin, ang criminal behavior ay hindi lang dahil sa personality. Maaring epekto ito ng family environment, community, culture, at life events. Finally, let us discuss Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Kohlberg proposed 6 stages organized into 3 levels: pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. Sa pre-conventional morality, ang decision ay based sa avoidance of punishment at self-interest. Sa conventional morality, ang focus ay social approval at law and order. Sa post-conventional morality, ang moral reasoning ay based on universal principles and justice. Sa criminology, makikita natin na ang moral reasoning level ng isang tao ay nakakaapekto sa decision-making niya. To conclude, class, these theories collectively explain that thoughts influence behavior, needs influence actions, early childhood shapes conscience, environment shapes development, social interaction shapes learning, moral reasoning shapes decisions. Understanding these allows us as future criminologists to assess behavior not just legally, but psychologically and socially.